Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. Wanted to chit-chat and give you a little talk about the Chris Sabin title win last night on Impact, the Destination X pay-per-view. I think this is a pretty good idea to sort of highlight a show, make it look sort of like a Clash of the Champions from back in the NWA and WCW. Highlighting a show, by TNA saying this is a show that you don't want to miss. Make sure you check this out. This is going to be the best of what we got. And all in all, honestly, I fell asleep. I missed a good portion of the show. I saw the beginning, I saw the middle, I saw the end. I did fall asleep for two portions of things, and from listening to a review today on the Brian and Vinny show, I did miss some matches in the middle. But honestly, when it comes down to it, I didn't really care about those matches anyways. I just mostly cared about the Bully Ray versus Chris Sabin match. Basically, how you win this match is you become the X Division champion, and then you have to decide if you're going to cash in on this Destination X show. It's what they did to make Austin Aries a star last year, and it's what they did to, I guess, make Chris Sabin one of their main stars that they have now. My only problem is with TNA is they only have one title. They only have 4 pay-per-views, and they have these select shows once a month. They build up guys to make a big deal. To me, the one thing that was favorable about TNA cutting back on the pay-per-views is they would do like what WWF did back in the day when they built to the big shows. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and the Royal Rumble. I know that during the golden years of my time, Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble didn't really have championship matches. Mostly it was just SummerSlam and WrestleManias where the big money matches happened for Hulk Hogan and things like that. And things went a little crazy when WWF expanded and they went to the in-your-house pay-per-views once a month, and you could have 1-month feuds and they could be in and out and over. But as a kid, I always loved it. These feuds would just go on forever, and then when the match finally came, it was like a big deal, a big event. TNA has a whole bunch of guys they can put on the top of their card. They've built guys up to be stars for their company. Yeah, if a lot of these guys left TNA and they headed over to WWE, they'd be lucky to be involved in U.S. title feuds or intercontinental title matches. And but it's their belts, and they build these guys up. But they've got the list goes on and on. You got Bully Ray, AJ Styles. You've now got Chris Sabin that's going to be in the mix from here on out. That guys that are going to call former champions. Robert Roode, Austin Aries. I mean, this list goes on and on of guys that you can put in these matches and build up to be big deals for these big pay-per-view matches. And now you don't have a whole lot of time for these matches, and you guys sort of have guys just sitting on the sidelines, sort of just waiting it out. To me, the whole Aces and Eights angle, I liked it at the very beginning. I grew a little bit tired of it. Bully Ray got the title, and it was like, okay, it's on like Donkey Kong again. I'm really, really starting to like this. And to me, the whole AJ Styles deal, with him sort of turning into this gray, sort of emo rocker motorcycle guy, the whole deal was that nobody could beat the Aces and Eights. Sting couldn't do it. Hogan's guys couldn't do it. Now you finally had to go, sort of almost outside of the company and bring AJ Styles back to, revitalize TNA. And somebody's finally able to beat these gang of guys. They're able to overcome the odds. And now fucking Chris Sabin did it. And I know Chris Sabin's a champion right now, and this might be trying to, when you put the jumper cables on your battery, you're trying to jumpstart it, and you're trying to jumpstart TNA. There's a lot of bad press out there with a lot of guys being released, and guys from office jobs, losing their jobs. Bruce Pritchard, who honestly I thought was the guy that was sort of, captaining the ship and pushing it down, the river, and making sure that they got around. And when TNA was hitting their strides a few months ago, and they were putting on real good shows, and the storylines made sense, he was the guy that I thought was getting all of the, good publicity out of this. He was the guy that was making, all the right moves, and now he's gone because he wouldn't take a pay cut. D'Lo Brown is gone, which I don't think is the biggest deal in the world, but he was the one main road agent that went on the road and was running all these house shows. Maybe they have somebody in place that's cheaper, or maybe they got somebody from WWE to come over that's more experienced without the name of being D'Lo Brown, and maybe it just overall is a good thing. But you know, a lot of people are saying that TNA is gonna die from this. TNA, to me, honestly, has been on people's lists of death watch since 2002. Since they ran their first show, every show is gonna be their last show. And to me, as long as you have Spike TV, as long as you have Panda Industries, as long as you have that insurance company, I don't think any one person in the world has gone to that insurance company and said, please insure my car because I see your name on the freaking ring posts on Impact Wrestling. I haven't even seen any commercials for them since Matt Morgan left the first time. But, and you know, as long as they have those 3 deals, they're going to be fine. You know, they might not be able to put the best wrestling on in the world. But to me, honestly, I thought they just mostly needed to cut back on a lot of the big stars that they were bringing in, and just put guys that can work on there. I mean, you don't have to pay guys a lot of money. You can honestly see that people are going to watch wrestling on Thursdays because there's nothing else to watch. You're going to be able to get those lifetime wrestling fans. They don't care if it's Booker T or Rob Van Dam. As long as somebody's going to be able to jump off that top rope and make you go ooh and ah, it's going to be wrestling and you're going to watch it. Yeah, you do need to make sure that you keep some guys around to make sure you have some name marketability. I don't even know if they need Hogan. I don't even know what Hogan's bringing to the table right now. Just make sure you keep him till after Bound for Glory so I can make sure I can shake that guy's hand and get a picture with him. That's all that honestly really matters to me at this point right now. But, oh fuck, how the fuck did I get to that place? I know I started talking about all that other stuff, about them dying, but to me, honestly, just by Chris Sabin, you know, beating Bully Ray, it sort of kills the whole AJ Styles gimmick. And I know he wasn't getting a lot of the fans behind him, but it was going to be one hell of a moment when somebody finally beat Aces and Eights. And now, fucking Chris Sabin did it. I know they're going to have a rematch. August 17th is, I believe, a day, and it's going to be another Impact match. And it'll be like James Storm winning the title when he just dropped it over to Robert Roode, or Kane winning it and dropping it over to Stone Cold Steve Austin. It'll be a short-lived title run. It probably got him a good rating for the Destination X show. It'll probably get him a good rating because the people that didn't watch will tune in and make sure they can see Sabin lift the belt up. And then they got a match coming up they know is going to be another main event. People will jumpstart and they'll watch that one. But I don't really know how it's going to build you to then. And then when you come around to somebody, and that's another thing. Sabin's going to lose this title, and he's just going to fall off the face of the earth in the title hunt for the next good while. They'll be able to call him a former champion, but he's not even in the Bound for Glory series. So there's no way in the world he can get a title shot at Bound for Glory, their biggest show of the year. So what are you going to do with this guy? You've sort of created him into some sort of a star, but you got nowhere to go from here. To me, honestly, it just makes no sense. But hopefully this helps TNA out. I mean, with all the bad press they've been getting, maybe it gives them some good press. But I mean, honestly, people like Wrestling Jesus were making videos saying that TNA was dumb last night and they were dying. I don't want to put words into his mouth, but it was to that point that everybody's just waiting for this company to die, to WWE to step in and buy the rights to the library so they can put out some DVDs, put out the death of TNA DVD. Brian Alvarez and Artie Reynolds can sit down and write the death of TNA book, and that's basically what people have been counting down to. Hopefully this helps them. Honestly, in my book, I think I've made some good points that say that it wasn't the best idea in the world, because I just don't want it to take away from Bound for Glory. That was the one thing that I was really looking forward to that was that final moment when somebody finally beats them. Like, Luger beat Hogan for the Road Wild pay-per-view, and then he dropped it back. He won it on a Monday. He dropped it on a Sunday, and it was one skip in the story, but it was months away from Starrcade, which was in December. I can't remember. Road Wild was in the beginning of the summer, so that was like June, and then you have to wait all the way till December. So Sting is finally able to beat him, but because of the Bret Hart count and this, that, and the other, Starrcade had an awesome thing, and some people really liked the match. Some people hate the match. They stripped the title I think they re-showed the match on Monday, and then on Thunder, they kicked it off. That was the first Thunder was after Starrcade. They had the rematch there. And I can't even remember what happens. I want to say that Hogan got the title back, but maybe Sting did. I'll have to go back and re-watch these and some good old WCW stuff. But TNA should have learned from the past and just sort of, kept going with their long-term goal storyline of this Aces and Eights. Yes, I know that people hate it, but it would have made it even better when somebody finally beat these guys. And I know you finally got somebody beating him now, but he's going to get the title back. And then we have to wait for somebody to beat him again. So, that's it. Peace out, guys. Have fun today.